I remember that night like it was last night. The night my chains were broken forever. The year was 2001. And I was alone in my kitchen on a Thursday night, getting drunk just like I had done for every Thursday night since I could remember. But something very different happened on that Thursday night. Now, I had grown up in the church, so I knew who Jesus was and what he expected from me. But it wasn't until the events of September 11th, as I watched with the rest of the world, as terrorists took the lives of so many people in such a short amount of time, that I began to realize how fragile my life really was. And this made me begin to seek after God. The night I'm describing was 1 month after the events of September 11th. I was alone in my kitchen, worn down from a battle with alcohol that I had been losing for too many years. And by this time, I desperately wanted to stop drinking. But I couldn't stop drinking. I was bound by the chains of addiction. And no matter how many times I promised myself, my family, or others that I would never drink again, I always returned to those chains of addiction. But all that changed on that Thursday night. That night I cried out to God and said, "Oh God, why won't you take this desire for alcohol away from me?" And as plainly as I heard the voice of a man who was standing in the room next to me, I heard a voice ask me, "Why won't you give your life to me?" So that night I did give my life to Jesus. And since that night, I've never gone back to drinking alcohol again, nor have I had the desire to do so. Jesus has taken that desire for alcohol away from me and replaced it with a desire for him. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of sin you may be bound by. It may be alcohol or drugs or any number of other things that are destroying your life. I have good news for you. The same God, the same Jesus who took my desire for alcohol away from me and replaced it with a desire for him, will take your desire for sin away from you and replace it with a desire for him. If you will turn away from your sins, give your life to him, and call on his name, then you too can have your chains broken forever.